Okay, picking up where we left off, here's Mission 3. A guy that buff can only be max, right? Andy, you've seen Flak before. If this is after Advance Wars 2, then... I didn't like the look of that mini-map. You already took down Stern. I've lost track of the plot. That's weird. Alright, so there are properties we can capture, okay. Oh, you've gotta be kidding me! Okay. Was Flak trying to pull off the same thing that he did in Andy's adventure? That's... Oh, dear lord, this looks difficult. Okay. Okay, let's get our bearings here. So, Flak has bases, he's got an airport, and he's got an HQ, so, it's tempting to try and capture this first, but I don't think we'll be able to with that tank there. So, gosh, what do we do with this? First, I think we gotta get our tank up there. Mechs have to slowly inch forward. That isn't quite a good thing. Oh gosh, it is gonna take a while to get up to that base. Well, I want to try and get that northern base as quickly as possible, and I could also stand to get that airport up there too. Unlike Andy, I know what an airport is. I suppose I will use these recons as a barricade. And, I guess we have to pull these guys back and let the tank come to us. Oh, I should have... Whoa, 88 damage to a recon on a forest? Hold on, I should have checked what Flak's biography says about him. Strong direct attacks and inferior indirect attacks. I have no idea what that means. But, all direct combat units get super strong blows. They remain exposed for counterattacks. Okay. I don't know what that means, unfortunately. So it looks like he's a direct combat specialist, kind of like Max. But his defense is lower. Okay. So that's what we're looking at. We're looking at a sort of Grim or Grim Light, maybe. No wonder that attack was so strong against the recon. Alright, so I'll just throw out a little damage against that. Wow, okay, very strong counterattacks much? I don't know if I can handle this. This looks difficult. Alright, let's try and get to the bases as quickly as possible. First that airport, and we could attack the recon here. One shot, that's very nice. And he should walk right into range of the indirect units. I want to get that B-copter, but it's not moving, so I guess we have to wait for it. Okay, that B-copter's coming. Yet another situation where I don't exactly foresee a very good rank. And... wow, a medium tank too. Also a situation where I don't really foresee being able to like, do much damage to the enemy. Aside from, like, well, we have, like, Andy's new repair powers, so I think that gives us an advantage at least. Oh no, he's gonna capture the base. There's no way to stop him now. But depending on what the enemy does, Flak could, like, I could just start capturing it on exactly the next turn. That could happen. Right, that's fine. Wow, he just one-shots the recons with his tanks. Like, That's going to make it really hard to get a good technique ranking. I like how the B-copter is poised to just shoot at anything that tries to capture this base, but it looks like I'm going to capture it okay. Lure him in with one of my tanks. And I have to do something about this medium tank too, I think. Alright, let's see what he tries here. And we still have our repair powers, so I'm not too worried. I'm not worried, I can fix anything! That's an Andy quote. I don't know from which game it was. And it's a good thing he recovers so much HP now too, because look at how much damage those guys took. Alright, so now we just have to run over the units over here. Do I have super yet? I actually don't have super yet, but I should after this move. Yeah, I think I'm going to... Flak should have a super now, so I'm going to wait until he's done with it. Which could mean a lot of damage is incoming at this very moment. But we can start building better units now. I'm actually curious, would Hyper Upgrade ignore units that are currently sitting in a transporter? I do not actually know. I know Mass Damage ignores units that are in transporters, but would Mass Repairs do the same? A very interesting thing to think about, and I should probably experiment with it. So, the artillery... Oh, it was an indirect, so those are weaker for him. That makes sense. Now we do Hyper Upgrade. So this new incarnation of Flak seems frustrating to fight against, but I can't say that this is a bad map yet. In fact, I probably can't say it's a bad map at all. It's probably a decently good map. Yeah, I'm gonna say it's a good map. But I am kind of running over the... Wow. I was surprised that the infantry moved that far. Alright. Oh, they're in the blind spot of the rocket. That's a shame. But I should be able to get rid of them all. There we go. So this seems like an okay map so far. It just seems like Flak would be very difficult to fight against because he's got like so much power now. But as long as you I'm gonna use the same trick with the AI in this game that I normally do. Like, as long as you keep destroying infantry, he can only build more infantry. It's the same trick as always, but, you know, if it works, it works. I don't think there's any real way to change that. Because then, like, as I've stated in the past, the AI has to maintain a minimum number of infantry. And while I think you could decrease that arbitrary minimum, that would mean that the AI would, like have very few infantry at all. And that's not good either. And the exploit is still kind of there, but, like, not completely. Anyways, I'm rambling, but we should be able to deal with the rest of these guys. How much damage could I do to that infantry? Probably not a lot. Alright, that's good. As long as he does not attack my infantry, like, I think we're good. This is kind of a map where I think HQ capture is the only way to go, otherwise you have to punch through a lot of units. Well, actually, getting rid of the rest of these guys with this force wouldn't be that difficult, I think, because you still... I still have that airport. So I think that's fine. He doesn't have any units that could... Well, he could attack the infantry. That's all he can really do. He went for the T-copter instead, so I think I win this map. Yeah, he doesn't even have the money to. So I think you could approach this in a different number of ways. I think I'm going to say that this map gets a pass from me. Just, I think it would be frustrating to fight Flak under these conditions because you could lose a lot of units. But I think I've still got an S rank. Like the thing with the second map with Max was that I don't think it's possible at all to get a perfect S rank because I can't really see that happening. You have to rush really, really hard and like you have to know a lot about the enemy forces before you've even started. But this map, I think it's very reasonable to get a perfect S rank, and it was very reasonable. All right, that was a mistake by me. I shouldn't have done that. Alright, let's try and salvage technique. And, good to go. So that's map 3 cleared. How does he not know who Flak is? I guess this is taking place between Advance Wars 1 and 2, in fact. Okay. But then, if it's before Advance Wars 2, then Sturm should still be alive. Like, I'll stop worrying about the plot. It shouldn't really be that much of a concern for me anyways. So yeah, just a little bit off from a perfect. So far... Oh, you are in no position to call anyone dumb, Andy. So far we have one good map, one very poor map, and one good map. So we're on a pretty good pace so far. I think 4 maps just unlocked. Alright, so this is going to be interesting. Where to next? We have another indie map, we have a Sammy map, we have a Max map, and we have another Sammy map. So, luckily, if we don't have to deal with that map, we can at least do the other 3. So let's try one of the other ones. Let's do the Max mission, because he's always good. I didn't, Oh, this is vanilla dialogue. Yep, vanilla dialogue. This is straight out of Advance Wars 2. Alright, so hopefully the map has changed. Exploding fists. Exploding fists. This is also mostly vanilla. Alright. That wasn't vanilla, though. Alright, so we have a bomber and a fighter coming for us straight away. That's a lot of units. What is the objective here? Does turn say? Alright, destroy both black cannons. Okay. Well, that's going to be difficult because this one is... you have to use either ground units or air units. There's no ports for building battleships, which is my first inclination. This one should be okay to take out, but this one, not so much. It's got a lot more guarding it. That's just my impressions from looking at this for the first time. Alright, so at least we start off with a little bit more than Andy had in the previous map. Let's start by... I want to get that airport as quickly as possible, of course. So, we could drag in that fighter with one of our copter units. And you've given Max a missile. I have no idea why you did that, but okay. We definitely want to take out the fighters, because I would love to get some Max bombers going. Now, we do have an airport already, but that one's much more accessible. Oh yeah, I gotta keep in mind the black cannon ranges. Uh-oh. We're gonna lose a unit on the first turn, actually. Oh, that cannon can't hit me, but the one on the left can. Okay. That's still such a heavy amount of damage. Yeah, maybe stalling their capture of that airport was a good thing, though, because now they can't put out a fighter. Alright, so that's one cannon down. Now we have to worry about the other one. It's all up to that bomber now, I guess. Prepare to lose even more units. Oh, now they're going to... They're gonna really do some damage now. Yeah, there goes my missile. Yeah, it's really all up to our bomber, isn't it? This should be just out of range. Oh, what do we do? Because they're both covering each other. I think we need a second bomber. See here. Movement of 7. Yeah, I think I can actually do this actually. Yeah, I think we're good. That was not the correct position to move them in, but move it in, but I will fix it on the next turn. As for our units down here, they need some serious help. I think ultimately the rating for this map is going to be, it's not impossible to just clear, but I think an S rank is going to be very difficult because your technique rank is seriously at risk. Just because of, like, you have this massive force bearing down on you. But it should be okay in just a moment. You know, it would be really funny if it were possible for someone to complete a map in Advance Wars with a score of 000. I don't know how you would do it, but interesting little puzzle if anybody wants to figure that one out. Alright, so power and potentially speed should be okay. Luckily, I am playing as Max, and during his super, all of his units have +2 move. Which will allow us to... Well, I'm going to move all of my units down here first. Blow that up. Blow that up. You too. And you as well. Try to salvage technique. And we should be able to move all the way into the blind spot of the missiles with a bomber. And this is all vanilla dialogue. So yeah, not impossible to clear. Clearing it is okay, but if you want a high ranking, you're gonna get pounded a lot by the units that are actually on the front lines. Yeah, B rank, I about expected that. Alright, so 4 maps down so far. Alright, so far we have... I'm going to give that one a neutral rating, so we have 2 good maps, 2 poor maps, and a neutral map. So, this is not terrible so far. I want to try the Sammy map now. Oh, that looks big. That looks big. Okay, let's try the other one. That also looks very, very big. When in doubt, go with the lab map. Okay, short and sweet. Lash the Inventor. That's a pretty long map name, but that's fine. Oh no, Fog of War. Okay. It's like this is a... Oh, this is vanilla dialogue again. Or it was kind of vanilla dialogue. Oh, a time limit! Yes, a very unlucky number. What makes you say that, Sammy? That was weird. 13 turns to capture this HQ, and please tell me Victory March has been left intact. Okay, Victory March looks like it is intact. In fact, Sammy looks intact, so this is fine. What does Lash have? It looks like Lash is vanilla as well. Her powers don't work in snow. Huh, interesting. Like, if her power... You know, actually, her powers don't work in snow, so why did Black Hole send her against Blue Moon? The snowy terrain. Isn't that weird? Alright, enough of that. I'm kinda not sure how to play this. Because it's big. You know how I feel about oversized maps. Why am I getting a tutorial on missile units? Oh, its vision is increased up to 6 as well. So they are the ultimate recon anti-air units. I guess. Well, first things first, we need those bases. And then I guess prep a Victory March and put a mech on a mountain here, and then just win it all in one move. That's probably the idea. Not my favorite way to win a map. But what else can you do sometimes? I don't need the vision there. I need the money. What I need right now is some money. Because without money, you can't get big units, and without big units, you can't lose big units. Okay, that was a pretty nice zinger. It's true, isn't it? Always the tutorials with that lady. Oh, and Lash does not see the missile, which is very good for us. But she is trying to cap our HQ. You can't pull a Sammy on the capture wizard herself. Wizard. Now, I don't know if wizard is strictly a masculine term. But I used it anyway, so that's on me if it was. Oh, hello. Surprise unit. There's actually lag on this map. It's big enough that it's causing lag, I think. Oh, I was supposed to capture the base. Silly me. At any rate, while that is happening, and Steam gets a cameo, go figure, we need to set up our Victory Marching, it probably has to be a mech. Should have realized that. Alright, so it's a big map with multiple fronts, I'll give it that much. Oh, a Neotank. Well, that's interesting. Lucky the B-copter picked exactly the wrong position to fire from. Well, at least we're going to lose a lot of units, which is good for setting up the Victory March. So as long as there's no unit on the actual lab, then this should be good for us. Oh, but there is an enemy unit there that I just barely missed. Like, jeez. It's going to fire at either the APC or the artillery, and I'm hoping it chooses the artillery. Now, what can we do here? I'm very thankful to be playing as a CO with a better capture rate. I don't think this front at the bottom of the map is going to survive for very long. Oh, hello. Good to spot that. Oh, and a bomber, too. It's a good thing the missile is there. Jeez. A bomber? Really? Wow, I did not expect that. But that's good, because it's right in range. We can do a lot of damage. I really want to scout out that lab because, you know, I really don't think Kartal would make such an obvious Victory March exploit. Like, he's probably put something on that lab. I just do not see him not doing that. Because we've seen Kartal's ideas for map design, and they're pretty interesting. Now I guess we could use another APC to transport the mech. So I'm probably going to need multiple mechs. And we're not going to have a lot of time anyways, because there's still enemies coming our way, and probably going to try and take that HQ. How many turns did it say was left? 10 turns left. Okay, it's turn 10 and we're already in a very dire situation. Don't you just love prime tactics? I think the missile should be able to get close enough that we can see what's on the lab. Oh, no, we're one tile off. Alright, so what I'm going to do is, this is probably going to look really cheap, but I'm going to save the game before using Victory March, because I want to see what we're up against. Because this could be an instant win, or it could not be. And if it is an instant win, then I will try to get my ranking up. Yeah, something's up with this map. It's causing a lot of lag. No! You can Victory March this map. Okay. Wow, I expected a lot worse out of Kartal. But I guess we can't really do anything with the rest of it. Because all we can do is capture stuff, but there's not much left to capture. Alright, so I'm gonna have to give this one a neutral as well. It's reasonable to clear it, but, yeah, I don't really see this being something that you could consistently S-rank it on. Because that bottom front has to deal with... Oh, this is an S-rank, actually, but you know what I mean. That bottom part of the map, it has to deal with Neotanks, and, I guess we got the Neotank plans. Only 5 turns, though. I basically just set up a Victory March and won. If that's how you want the map to be played, then that's okay. But, you know, I think that was a... Like, the map is also big and lags, so I think trying to condense it to a smaller version of itself will help. But I'm going to give that map a neutral rating.